Hi everybody. Glory, glory, hallelujah, amen. So I just got cut off on the on my laptop, and there goes the cam. So I was up to the yeah. So I was up to adding the oil to start to fry the chickpeas, and I got my flour for the dumplings. So should I start the chickpeas or start rolling the dumplings? Start frying the chickpeas or start? Yeah, I gotta start frying the chickpeas first. So, because what's left over, what I don't fry, I'm going to, what's left over from what I don't fry, I'm gonna make the gravy with. Yeah, so no more Jordan in the background, and I do not know what's going on with my laptop. But it literally just completely shut down. The socket is going through, it's saying it's live because my phone was charging on it. That's pretty weird. They're not even letting they're not even letting Jordan get no love. They're blocking his word. Very powerful young man in the word. He be he be um he be in the spirit. There was 1 month he was crying every week almost. And I could feel him because when you feel in the spirit and everything the Most High is doing for you, it makes you want to cry because you're so grateful that you know somebody got your back, man. For real, for real. And they show and they don't lie. Not they show and they don't. The Most High, they don't lie. And get in your word and get you through. So we're gonna add the grapeseed oil for frying. That's a fair amount. We'll probably get through a few fries before that might actually do it. Since we're just frying about half the pan, that might actually do it. But sometimes you gotta add more oil because the chickpeas soak up some of the oil. But since I already shake them in oil, they shouldn't absorb as much oil. But I like my chickpeas very soft, so they already soft. So really, a high flame is perfect for this because I want them to get brown as soon as possible so I could just take them out and get to the next batch. And these come out tasting pretty much like fried chicken. So this is another alternative for when you're craving something yummy that's fried instead of fried chicken. It smells crazy right now. Wow. Even on a high flame, this just went way down. So I can see it's gonna be a long fry already. Let's check on this rice. Putting this top on that rice was a mistake. It wasn't on there that long. But by the looks of things, it's time to add the spinach. So I'm gonna rinse this spinach. Got the smaller strainer. I didn't need to buy another strainer. I looked at this one, and this is a good size for the spinach. So those little metal mesh ones, those are awesome. But this one is, this one just so happens to be just the right size for me to get the job done with rinsing the spinach. So I was able to cross that off the shopping list. Yo, my computer's really set tripping. When I get a second, I'm gonna check the wire, the charger. That's crazy. But what's also crazy about it is it made one of those weird sounds that you don't want to hear your computer make before it shuts down. So, no, I'm not in the mood to have to buy another computer. Because most likely if I do, I'm going back to Mac. And those ain't cheap. But for my purposes, a lot of processing and computing, also with the stock market, as I trade, that's like, it should be able to run the applications I needed to run seamlessly with that type of computing power. But of course, I'm not going to just jump in. I got to compare, cross-reference, and not just be stuck on brand name. Just because Macs are popular doesn't mean there's not better alternatives. But for somebody who's very technical and working on technical things, it's generally the go-to. But we'll see if this computer don't turn back on. And I haven't had it that long either. I had it for maybe 3 years, 4 years. That's not a good turnover. And I ain't even running crazy like that. So I'm adding the rice. I'm adding the spinach to the rice now. You see the level? So that's a good level to add the spinach. And remember what I said about the water level? It seems like I shot a little high on the amount of water that I added to the rice. So in that case, you don't do the turn down the heat. You let the water boil almost all the way down before you adjust the heat, so that your rice doesn't get soggy. And stirring it a lot makes it soggy too, but I gotta stir in the spinach. As I'm looking at it, I can see the texture somewhat. It should be fine, as long as I just let the water boil down. Alright, let me show y'all. This is how it should be looking once you're done with your mix. All right, so that's stirred really good. And those chickpeas are coming along just right. Definitely. I see that. Tastes like chicken. And the oil looks like it's holding up all right for the next batch. These is about to come out any minute now. And I'm definitely looking forward to tasting it. Almost there. I want them really crispy. That real, like you're biting into a piece of chicken type of, what's the best way to describe it? Popeyes extra crispy. No, I said extra crispy, yeah. Extra crispy, extra spicy. So yeah, that's brown and really nice. So this is all on the high flame because like I said, when I was boiling the chickpeas, I got them really soft. So the middle is gonna be like a really soft texture, but the outside is gonna be a really crispy texture. Which is how I like my chickpeas. I don't like when I bite into my chickpea and it's grainy. No, I like it when I bite into it and it's soft. And I seen something recently that was really soft. It looked really soft. And I did want to bite into it. Wow. I ain't even going front. But this is almost there. All right, like 2 minutes. And we could do our next batch. So my fingers are about to get real sticky with this. I guess I can mix it with a fork for now. And as far as the dumpling goes, what I want to add to it, there's already so much flavor in the rice and the chickpeas, and the chickpeas are already gonna be so hot and spicy that when you get to a dumpling, it's gonna be like a relief. So I'm gonna keep the dumplings plain. Just water and dough. I might have added a little tiny bit too much water, but I know what to do for that. It'll just be a different type of dumpling because I'll literally go like this and like that. And then it boils into a clump. And the texture is different than the other type of dumpling. But actually, looking at how it fell, I'm gonna need more flour. It's way too. Alright. So that's ready to come out. Yeah, the chickpeas soaked up a lot of the oil. But I don't think I need to add any more oil for this next batch. But the next batch after that, I think it's going to be time to add more oil. I think we're going to wind up doing 3 batches. And then we could leave the rest for the gravy. So I was thinking about that too. All right, time to check the rice. I don't hear water boiling over there. It's forcing me to turn it down because the bottom is starting to burn, but the top is still moist. Because I could smell rice burning. But that's how it looks. You could tell it looks moist. And I could tell by how it sounds. There's not much water left in it. And it's looking kind of moist. Y'all hear that crackling? That's not the sound of water boiling. So that's the heat right on the rice. But you see how the top still looks a little moist and bubbling? So that means I don't have a choice but to turn it down some. So, unless I want burnt rice. All right, so we're gonna do our next round of chickpeas. Let this oil heat up a little. We need more flour. And after I tied the bag up ever so eloquently, all right, but I do get to taste some chickpeas now. It tastes better than chicken. Okay. It's ready. And we definitely got to change the oil out on this next fry. Right out. Get this dumpling situation under control. Actually, I got more flour in the fridge in a cup. Perfect. Not perfect, but worth it. No, actually, that was perfect. That's just the right amount. And I'm making a mess. And them peppers is about to make me cough. That's on high. That's on 5. 5 is pretty high on the big fire. You know, it's a big pot. I smell like garlic. It's looking good. I'm gonna give it a little taste. The water's out. Just excuse me, just like I said. So we just want as much steam to escape as possible and as much moisture to boil off as possible of the rice, and it should be, looks like it'll be okay. I really won't know till I taste it. I didn't realize the pot was fully covering it when I first started. That's one of the last things you want to do in a situation where you was questioning whether you had too much water in it or not. I've had it. Oh, this is corking me up. I haven't had a chance to check my laptop yet. But I'm curious. Alright. So that's good. That's good. Back to this. Alright, so some things are starting to come to mind with the dumplings. Like maybe some parsley. Some peppers. It's less oil this time. So those peppers are hitting the bottom of that pan. And the fry is different because it's less oil, so it's more contact with the pan. Ooh. It still could be a little bit thicker, but like I said, I know how to do this, even with it a little thinner. It just takes a certain amount, like that, boom, when it drops in, it just starts to stick to itself and boil. And then you get like a moist dumpling versus a hard one. And you let the water boil down. You add a lot of water, but then you let that boil down. And that turns out fine. And it also makes your gravy a little thicker. So what's parsley? And there you go. Yeah, this should definitely boost the dumpling and give it a more fresh flavor while you're trying to deal with the spices from the curry. Ooh. I'm gonna have to open something up. Yeah, it's getting real hard to breathe. All right, hold up, bust my nose. All right. All right. Ooh. Okay. This is getting thicker too, so that's good. I should have showed y'all exactly how much parsley I put. Yeah, so being plant-based, if you really want to eat, it's not like you could just run out and grab something. You wind up with a salad and a piece of bread. You gotta read the label for a bag of chips. And let's say you like to relax on the weekends. If you cook enough during the week to have leftovers for the weekends, you can actually have a life and something to eat once the weekend gets there. Because if you don't got nothing to eat and you hungry and you don't want like crap basically, you're gonna need time to do something like this. And as you can see, it's like 9:30 p.m. But even if I had leftovers, I would still be home. I would be doing some scripture. So I got like 5 topics right now, right off that. And I got a little bit done with the greenhouse. Like I said, I didn't even go on yet to look up which black rice I'm gonna get, and quite a few other things on the list. This is just looking and smelling more and more delicious as I go, even though I can hardly smell because it got my nose stuffy. Those are the ones I already made. And when I tasted it, it tasted delicious, if I didn't say so. Gotta let y'all know because y'all can't taste it, but y'all can see it. And I know y'all seen what I put in it. So, and how much I put. So, you should pretty much be able to imagine. Thinking about my rice now. Oh, it's sizzling. It looks shelly right now, so. It smells so good. Alright, but let it keep doing what it's doing for a few more minutes. Because I want as much moisture out of it as possible. Because remember, like I said, it looked like it had a little bit more water than I would have liked. Actually, a good stir wouldn't hurt. That also helps with that situation. So I'm gonna stir the rice. Oh yeah. This is a nice patch right here. Alright, after I stir the rice, I can take this out. Yeah, when I was taking my daughter shopping, she was home from school, and I said, yeah, I'd probably do my cooking show. And she says, you have a cooking show? I'm like, yeah. Should have seen it. If y'all could have seen her face, it was so cute. I was like, yeah. There's other things. Yeah, but if somebody would have told me last year, yeah, and you'll have your cooking show, and I'd have been like, huh? A cooking show? I like to cook. I like to eat. But showing it, I don't show no plates of my food on Facebook or no other social media. Like that never been me. I think that's kind of weird. If you haven't noticed, like after I cook, I don't post my plate. Excuse me. Come get a plate. You'll see a plate. All right. Um, judging by how it looks, not too bad as far as mushiness goes. Even though I've been cooking a while, you could you could strike out on some rice and wind up with some mushy rice by accident. I won't say it can happen to the best of us, but I will say it can happen. It's happened to me before. By the looks of it, it don't look bad. All right. Same amount as before. Maybe we'll do 2 batches. 2 more batches. That way it's heating up fast. So yeah. So we're gonna do one more batch of frying, and then from there we're gonna make our gravy. We already got the dumpling sauce going, and like I said, I know how to do it where the dumplings aren't so thick. Just add more water and let them boil down. Be like more moist as a dumpling than the thicker dumplings. But that's starting to get real thick anyway. But I don't think I'll be rolling. I'm gonna just take chunks off and drop them in the water and let them boil. All right, I think I got a moment to see if my computer turns back on. They just zapped, the Matrix just zapped my computer. Okay, that's plugged in, that's plugged in. Excuse me. Alright, that's plugged in. Wow. Wow. Stop playing. That's crazy. Nope, it's not charging, it's not turning on. All right. I got a desktop. So it looks like I'm about to take care of business on my desktop until I get another laptop. Wow. Well, if it turns back on, y'all, that'll be a great update that I could share. But it's not looking good. That never happened before, and it just won't turn back on. Wow. Okay. So, um, I want to taste this rice. Yes, that worked. That's good. I had it on 5 all this time, so well, that's it. That's done. So I turned it completely off. Mm, yum yum. All right. Mm, yum yum. Woo, that's hot. All right. Yeah, boy. Yo, that was hot. Mm, nice. All right. So, yeah. So this is coming along. A little more of these. And then when these are like in the fridge and stuff like that, and you walking by, you just be wanting to just grab a bunch and stuff them in your mouth. That's how good they taste. And then when dinner time come, you look in the fridge and it's like, it's not looking good. You gotta cook again. These joints taste good. Just like chicken. It tastes good hot, it tastes good cold. You just be stuffing them in your mouth. All right. Yeah. So it's looking like after this and after I eat, I'm going to sleep. That's what it's looking like. If I was gonna stay up, I would want to drop one of those words I wrote down to break it down in the big word from Poppy. But yeah, I'm probably gonna go to sleep after I eat, and then tomorrow put the cover over the big greenhouse, and then I got a surprise for everybody with the mini greenhouse. I think everybody's gonna have a good laugh, basically, when y'all see the mini greenhouse. Um, but I should be able to do the finishing touches. Not the done, but the erection of the greenhouse of the big one and the covering. Well, actually, the erection is complete, but the covering is not. So I gotta put the covering on, and there's a couple of small pieces that have to be added to complete that one. And then once I complete the big greenhouse, then I'm gonna address what's going on with the mini greenhouse. So when y'all see that, everybody who's been following the greenhouse evolution, the greenhouses as they have evolved. Uh, there's definitely some updates over there. It's been a journey. I was hoping before the weather started getting chilly that all of that would be done with the greenhouse, and I would just be watching plants grow. But the Most High is the best planner, and the way none before its time, and the way it goes down is the way it was supposed to go down. So I'm going with the flow, and y'all gonna see, because I'm not gonna give up. And then when things are going much better, I don't know what I'm gonna do with those greenhouses, but I know I want glass ones. Those are much nicer for the yard. But if you could do a lot with a little, then the Most High will bless you with more. So I'm gonna do a lot with my little. And I'm gonna start looking out for a jacuzzi. I wanted to put a jacuzzi by the pool, but they have smaller ones that can fit in the greenhouse. So, and a guy on YouTube who had a greenhouse, he had a jacuzzi in his greenhouse, which gave me the idea. So I might get a mini jacuzzi for the greenhouse, for the big greenhouse. And rock out like that for now. And then as things get better, do a bigger jacuzzi by the pool. But you can get like mini jacuzzis for a reasonable price on Amazon and other sites. But if you start going big and extravagant, then yeah, it's going to be a lot more expensive. But they have some basic ones for reasonable prices that will fit nice and snug right there in the greenhouse. I could go right out there. And I can go right out there and warm it up in the winter time, mad snow, and do something outside the house that's fun. Go chill in the greenhouse, in the jacuzzi. Let's do something different. Sounds fun. Okay. It's going to be the last batch for frying. And then with what's left over, I'm going to do the gravy. I'm going to stop right there. All right. So what's left here, we're going to do the gravy with. So I'm going to crush a few of these. Uh-oh. You got barbecue chickpeas too. All right. Actually, might need more water. I think we're gonna need more water. It's gonna boil down into a nice gravy, but excuse me, for the amount of peppers, man, but for the amount of dumplings, we're gonna need more water. Excuse me, them peppers, wow. Mm. Okay. Mm. Whew. My gosh. That's one way you could tell the peppers are hot, right there. All right, so we do want more water. That's gonna make dinner take longer because I gotta wait now. I gotta wait now for all this water to boil down. But excuse me. Yeah, I gotta wait for all this water. I have to wait for all this water to boil down. But that's cool because it's gonna take time for the dumplings to cook anyway. But since they're so moist and I'm not adding more flour to it, when they do eventually cook, they're gonna be more moist than regular dumplings. And I like dumplings like that as well. I like the thick ones, but I like the moist ones too. So these dumplings are gonna be moist. Unless I add more flour now, then I'm not. Potent. All right. Wow. They look good. Mm. It tastes even better than it looks. Mm. No, I'm not having fun playing with this out. What you doing, Nana? She's shaking it. is almost done. I'm telling y'all, this is like, excuse me. Yeah, so this is like one of those dishes. You just want to go and grab a big pile of it and stuff it in your mouth like yummy popcorn. And that, what you call it, that popcorn chicken tofu, same thing. You can never like make enough of that. I'll be making sandwiches with it. This you can make sandwiches with too. Just toast some bread, put some plant-based mayonnaise on it, and put this right in between. Yeah, delicious. So I'm gonna stop the fry right there. This looks golden, crispy. See? I could go a little further, but I fried each batch to a little bit different brownness. But not too far off from each other, but I'm ready to end this batch. And we do our last mix of the batches. Excuse me. Yeah. That's that. Okay. So now we can move this pot. Move this one over. We're gonna be adding our dumplings to this. Rear off. Cover set for now. We barbecuing something. I'm about to be rude again. I am the cook, but are any of y'all the same way when you cooking and people will just be coming over and eating before it's time to eat? I'll be looking at them like, mm, mm, mm. Mad yummy but mad hot. Mm. But I like it hot, but man, that's African food hot. Oh yeah. If I don't stop eating, I'm gonna be done eating before it's time to eat. not gonna have an appetite. Excuse me. No, what? What? She's something out there bothering her. I think the water's starting to boil now. That's another thing with the moist dumplings. You have to wait till the water starts boiling to add them. And that's what helps them keep their form. But this is getting really thick anyway, but if it was thinner than the way it is right now, you would definitely want the water boiling before you drop the noodle in it. I mean the dumpling in it, so that it coagulates. Because otherwise it's gonna it could actually disintegrate and just turn to like a thick flour water. I'm deciding to add the tomatoes to the dumplings. I think that'll be yummy. Before I mix the tomato in, I'm gonna give the tomato a little bit of spice because it just makes sense to me. I wasn't gonna add any spice directly to the dumplings, but since I'm adding a tomato to it, I think it's a good idea now. So I'm just gonna mix that in with the dumpling like that. I'm gonna just stir that up. The water's about to start boiling, so we right on time. And it's looking like we got just the right amount of tomatoes for this to actually work. Because of course, if it would have been too much tomatoes, it'll be a disaster because the dumpling wouldn't hold it. I want to show y'all how it's looking, but I only got 2 hands. I'll show y'all before I start adding it. The water's boiling this time. Alright, so this is what it's looking like before I start adding it to the water, to the boiling water. So I'm gonna just be taking chunks out like that and going like this. And literally it's gonna turn into like a clump on its own. Only way I know is because I did it before. Sometimes I wonder, my live got some things going on at the bottom, I don't know. But it looks like I'm still live, so okay. Thank you for the like. I didn't see who put that, but if anybody doesn't know, if when you do likes, that actually more people will see it. Will see the video. What, Nana? If nobody ever likes, even if a lot of people watches, way less people see the video. Nana, didn't I tell you I'm recording? Nana, I'm still recording. Hey, relax, I'm still recording. You're making me forget what I was about to say. Actually, I think you did make me forget what I was about to say. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the algorithm. Yeah, and that's why I bring it up. I'm recording because I know that there's people out there that want to be plant based, and it's a journey. And I do believe what I'm doing can help that journey to be easier. So I'm sharing. But if people are watching and not liking, sharing, or anything like that, then what I'm doing is not as effective to help people. So that's why I bring it up. Otherwise, I really wouldn't bring it up. Like my song, Likes Are Free. If you could have like, what? If you could have like 100 views, but one like, or, 3 likes for every 100 views, that means 100 people were watching. It's like, hello, y'all can tap that button. It actually helps what you're watching. But either way, when you keep doing it, from what I hear, and I got a pretty strong feeling too, there's going to be enough people out there that eventually watch it that are mindful that the likes, the shares, the subscriptions do help, that eventually it'll start happening a lot more often. Like, I want to say naturally. But in the meantime, while it's like the way it is right now, what I'm noticing with content creators are they do mention it, because it is important if you're going to be on here. It's kind of like, it kind of comes with it, even if you're like me. I don't want to feel like I'm begging nobody for nothing. But if you do got a YouTube channel, it kind of comes with it that you mentioned that. All right, but I'm enjoying what I'm doing. If y'all haven't noticed, y'all can start straightening up some. Oh, let me show y'all what's going on over here, so y'all can see I wasn't bugging. And yeah, the water does have to be boiling when you do that, which y'all seen me doing, or they won't form. But these are gonna form the dumplings. They're cooking right now. Y'all see those? So I'm gonna let that boil down to a nice consistency for the gravy for the rice. And my chickpeas are already done, ready to go. The rice is done, ready to go. I just need to let this boil down. It's probably gonna boil down to half of where it is right here, right now. And that will be the consistency I'm looking for my gravy. I like it on the thick side, but not too thick, but I'm on the thick side. So y'all could use y'all imagination from here. I'm pretty sure the water boiling down to halfway from where it is right now. And I believe y'all got the general idea of how to make the gravy and how to make the dumplings the way y'all seen me make them. And y'all seen me fry the chickpeas. And y'all seen me prepare the spinach rice. Always be careful with your water levels. And that's pretty much it. By the time I'm done cleaning up around here, the water should boil down enough for the gravy. So I'm gonna sign off from here. And thank everybody for watching. Glory. Hallelujah. Amen. Enjoy the rest of y'all nights, days, evenings. Peace, love, respect.